everybody, welcome back to my channel. You may remember that I recently reviewed and played an 88 key keyboard by Vangoa, and they were so kind they wanted my opinion on the smaller one, the 61 key keyboard. And I'm going to tell you some plus and minuses on this keyboard just like I did on the other one, and there are some good parts to this keyboard. And this one, because of its smaller footprint, I think I would utilize even more for my own self. Since I'm not a piano player, I might not need 88 keys, but 61 is a nice amount of keys and you could still do a lot of interesting things with it. Just like the other video, I'm going to explain what the keyboard itself is, but how you can greatly expand it and make it so much more than what you just see when you first look at it. So let's begin. Because this one's so light, I can show it to you this way. I'm going to turn it on. It's rechargeable. Now, how cool is that? Anything that's rechargeable in my life is like a plus because I don't have to buy batteries. Okay, which is, kind of helpful for the environment too, I hope. And it's also you get a little more time, on AA batteries or the D batteries or the old keyboards. You would play it for an hour and they're dead. Then you have to worry about them leaking, yada, yada, yada. So with this keyboard, automatically love the fact that it's rechargeable. It comes with the case, like the other keyboard, a very nice little case. And you have room for your sustain pedal. I just have the 88 key sustain pedal hooked here because I had it out. And you get the plug and the wall wart adapter, just like you would on any kind of phone or whatever. So it's a USB, which is kind of cool. And you can charge it. And it didn't take very long for the light just to turn green and tell me that it was fully charged. Okay. So now it's on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you hear the sound of the keyboard. Yeah, I have speakers on either side. Yes, like the other one, there are little speakers on either side. Okay? This one is not the metal that the other one is. That's probably why it's a little lighter. But it's still really sturdy. So there might be some kind of metal inside, like a chassis type of thing. But it's covered with plastic, white, which is very nice. Very neat and clean looking. And we'll talk about these little inputs and outputs in a second. But first I want to show you what you have when you turn it on. And the first thing you have is a piano sound. And let me see if this is on the loudest. I have to say, the black with the blue lettering is kind of tough. But I can, and plus I'm reading it backwards, but here's volume. This unfortunately has that same flaw. It's a design flaw as the other keyboard. Every time you make it louder, you get a tone, or anytime you press anything, you get that annoying ee, which can get very loud sounding when you're at night trying to play. So I suggest headphones, but you're still going to hear it in the headphones. Okay, so this is as loud as it gets. There is no LCD display, which the other one had, so you don't even know on this one where you are at. You don't know what sound you've picked, you don't know what volume or what rhythm, so that's something they need to work on. I mentioned that to Vangoa, and they're very receptive with making changes. They knew I was going to do my complete honest opinion, and that's a good thing because, companies want to grow. They want to improve so that people will buy their products, right? So I'm more apt to buy a product from a company that I know listens. And if people say, can you do this better? And they do, that's great. So that was one suggestion. They need some sort of way to input. Also, you have to scroll through all the sounds to get to them. I suggested some kind of number pad or something. Okay. Just like the other one, there's some learning features. I'm going to turn it this way so that I can kind of demonstrate it. Okay, and I'll show you on the video. Maybe I could put a copy of the pad so you could see what I'm talking about. So it's your chord function. You don't hear anything different now because I haven't picked a rhythm. So I'm going to pick a rhythm. There should be a stop or start feature here. Play. Start. Okay. So here's my rhythm. And now I'm going to hit chord. Okay, and it should change with one finger. So now it's playing an F major chord. A chord. One finger, mommy. C chord. So you can see, you can do that. I think I'd have to read this. There's a very small, thin instruction manual. Let me shut this. You might be able to, like, you can change. It tells you, well, let me get it. All right, this is the manual you get. It's very thin. It doesn't give you much information, but there are some pertinent things that you will need. And plus it's in other languages, so it's really thin. So it tells you about how to connect it to Bluetooth, which is the exciting part, which I'll share with you in a bit. But it also shows you what sounds there are on the keyboard. This is what I was referring to. So on the one finger chord, if you wanted a major, so let me get chord again, put that, you have to have the rhythm on though. So, all right, so if you want an F major or any major chords, one finger. Why isn't it working? Oh, I have to hit chord. So you don't know if it's on or not. Here we go. So that's C major. Hey everybody, you can see I changed because I did get interrupted the day that I was showing you this keyboard. So I wanted to talk about the rhythm changes. That's what we were up to. So let's get a style. So I'm gonna pick the rhythm. So this is just from the internal speakers here. It's not in the larger speaker yet. And you could change the tempo. So if I want it to be low, a little faster or slower. This is slower. Okay. Now, right now, you just have the sound, the keyboard sound. There's the piano sound. Nothing changes. But if I turn on this Akin mode, or this chord mode, excuse me. If I turn on the chord mode, okay, so if I play the chord mode and I just want to play a C major with one finger, put it a little louder because it's through the speaker. I have no idea if it's as loud as the guest. You have to go by how it sounds. Again, no LCD. Now, if I want to change that to a G major, that's an A major, sorry. It works. A major. How about A minor? I would do the 2. Sounds the same to me. Oh, there we go. You have to hit it again. Both again. So you can't just go from one to the other. Okay, so try a different rhythm. Well, that's pretty. Make that a little faster. So you have a little arpeggio going, okay? So there are a lot of rhythms you can choose from, a lot of tempos, but you can explore that yourself. I just want to wrap this part up, but I want to show you what it sounds like when you plug it into an external speaker. It really makes it exponentially nicer. So let me do that right now. Oh my God, did you see me save that? Thank God, because this is not cheap. Oh man, it's still recording. That should be interesting. We'll cut that out. Okay, so I'm going to plug this in to the out, which is the headphone you would use. So you need an 1/8 inch, and I'm using this H2 by Windbridge that they were so nice to send to me. It's very quiet. When I turn it on, it does say, you know, like it's on, makes a nice tone. I just have to make sure it's in the right input. So it's
Bluetooth is
okay.
Audio in mode.
Okay, there we go. All right, so I hit the line in, and now we should have sound. Wow, I mean, it's so much better. It's incredible. Wow, that's so much better. And when you have the headphones, it sounds just as good too. So you can I'll put the rhythm on so you can hear how that sounds with it. Okay. And if you hit chord, you get your different arpeggios or variations. Truthfully, is with a iPad, and use all the sounds from the iPad, use the functionality of the iPad, like to record, and this then will become something really worthwhile. Why do I say that? It's got 61 full-size keys, that's a plus. It's Bluetooth MIDI, so I don't need to have any wires connected to my iPad or iOS device, and it's rechargeable. So I can play for hours on a single charge. I could take it anywhere, you know, you could take it to the park, you could take it away to, you know, on vacation if you wanted to. I mean, it's not even that heavy actually, because it's definitely not as heavy as the 88 key one, which has more metal, but it's still rugged. And it comes with a nice case, which I think I showed you before, you know, so you have the nice case, and that to me is worth its weight in gold, is the functionality with the iPad or the iPhone or iPod. So I'm going to show you that now because I think that's going to make your eyes go, wow, this is cool.